finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's most dependable side-by-side, the Mule Pro, built to take on your most demanding days. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of October. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with large selection of motorcycles and side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Stop by every Saturday for their Husker tailgate with free food, drinks, and games.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right. Welcome in the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, October 20th. Whew. We're only about 5 weeks from Thanksgiving, which is
yeah.
And gosh, where's the time go? Just flies by, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's crazy. So yesterday we just wrapped up our 5-week testing for ferals. So I was figuring up some numbers today. So kind of our theme for our show is, we want to talk about things that we can control, right? Because we can't control what happens on a football field in Bloomington, Indiana. Although I will say yesterday was kind of relaxing for us. Like we turned the game off midway through the third quarter, and
yeah, that's true.
We had some mice in the garage. So we wanted to go clean the garage out because we just saw a mouse in there the other day. So we just went out. It was a beautiful day. We cleaned the garage out, cleaned my car out. And then I didn't watch really any football until the last 6 minutes of the Iowa-Michigan State game, because that was kind of making my frown go upside down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of made me smile a little bit,
We watched a little bit of the Tennessee game too. That was on. I think you were still out in the garage.
Yeah, that was when
Tennessee, Bama.
Yeah,
we were just getting ready to leave at that point, because we did go and watch our son in a marching band competition as well in the afternoon yesterday. So, but yeah, it was actually kind of nice. We watched this new show on Netflix, and we just binge watched all 10 episodes. Mm-hmm. Instead of watching football that I really just didn't care about.
I had some moral questions for myself, because I remember dunking on Pete. I was dunking on Pete Ferguson for the Cowboys versus that Lions loss. And I was like, man, if somebody did that to me right now, I would just be devastated. I was like, that was a really mean thing to do to Pete.
And he handles it with class, right?
He really does.
He does.
I mean, it's incredible that you get used to it, I guess, but I'm still not used to it with the Huskers.
Well, usually for me, obviously, like living here, nobody's giving me a hard time of like our gym members and stuff because they're mostly 99% Nebraska fans.
Mm-hmm.
But man, when we lived in Iowa and this happened, it was, it was just, it was so rough. Bad for me to go into the gym. Like it was because I couldn't, as a business owner.
Yeah, you own the place.
I couldn't like say mean things.
Really.
Like I couldn't voice my opinion, right?
Yeah.
But throughout the years, there was a post that came up on my Facebook history. It was from 2017. That was like Nebraska just lost to like Northern Illinois or something, and nobody even texted me like, "You guys suck." And I posted on my Facebook page like, "This is what it's come to. Nobody even cares that Nebraska loses anymore." Like they don't give me a hard time.
The funny thing is when you said that, because so yesterday we had Down to Box, and with 2 11 a.m. kickoff games, Jeff was trying to be strategic about when he's going to miss Down to Box because of football. And he had just missed the week before because he wasn't out of town. And so the compromise was he could miss it. He's going to, well, now he doesn't care, but the compromise was going to be to miss it for the Iowa State or Ohio State game next week and go to this past weekend. And so he was trying to invoke an extremely strict rule where everybody in our family had to turn off our phones
turn
completely,
them off, power it down
until he got caught up with the game. And so I put my foot down on that one because I feel like I put up with a lot with you and your football shenanigans. And so the agreement was we were going to stay off of social media. Jeff was going to shut his phone off, and the rest of us were going to stay off of social media until we got caught up. And we got caught up at about halftime. Well, when Jeff was still trying to really push the whole family into shutting their phones off, our son, who is friends with Iowa fans, was just like, "Dad, nobody texts me about the Iowa. Nobody from Iowa texts me about the Nebraska game." And he goes, "Nebraska does not live rent free in their heads the way that Iowa does in ours." Like,
so my 17-year-old saying that.
His friends, his generation, like Nebraska is not even a thought, concern, nothing. They don't care at all. Nope. They don't give him a hard time when they lose. Like,
and
they don't do anything.
He had, and I read into everything. So like if somebody were to text Ben or I look at face, like I haven't watched a Nebraska game like delayed like that really ever. I think maybe one time, but this was pre like,
when social media was major.
Yeah.
Was that even a Husker game? That was for a weird Thursday.
Yeah, we played K-State, and it was Halloween. We had like a parade, like homecoming in Southeast Polk. So we took, me being the good dad that I was back then, took the little kids to the parade, and then we watched the game on delay when we got home. But other than that, so it was weird. Like I was driving back from the gym yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, like, what are all these people out here driving for? Like there's people out riding their bike, running, like there's
doing yard work.
There's stuff going on at Holmes Lake as I drive by, and I'm just like, is there like really a life going on when Nebraska's playing?
Yes, for one, yes.
That's what I was thinking to myself. Like I was thinking it'd be like, you get out, you go drive on like Christmas morning. There's no cars. There's no cars out. Nothing's open. You're just like, it's very peaceful because there's no cars on the road. And there were so many cars driving. I'm like, these people just, what are they doing? And then
you understood.
Yeah, I don't think I've been like driving during a Nebraska game in like 7 years, 8 years.
Because I'm always like
so funny.
One of the last ones for pregame, and I'm always surprised when I leave. I'm like, man, a lot of people care, but it does always fascinate me. I'm like, I wonder what life that's gotta be a peaceful life. Mm-hmm. Like it's just Saturday, you're not worried about anything. It's just a day off.
That's what I tell like some people when they're like, well, I don't really know anything about football. And I'm always like, well, your life is a lot less stressful than mine.
Yeah. But we do it to ourselves. And Crowbait is right. This did put a smile on my face. Volleyball swept Ohio State.
Oh, yes.
That was enjoyable. And it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
They dominated.
There is always that. Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looking forward to basketball season. No,
Lonzo Ball's back for the Chicago Bulls.
You always try to try to put things into perspective, right? So just a little Husker talk here. We were talking about this on the way, and I got a good friend of mine's an Iowa fan, and we talked this morning. Usually we have like a 24-hour, 48-hour rule. Like if our team loses, we don't text each other during games like, "Oh, you guys suck," right? Because we're older and we have mutual respect. But I talked to him this morning, and I was just like, I wonder which fan base is like more just kind of upset today. Iowa, who lost to Michigan State, which they weren't supposed to lose, weren't thinking they were going to lose. In fact, they were really kind of strumming along here. They had a couple nice wins, and then they just
fell apart.
Yeah, or Nebraska, who nobody saw this coming either. And it's just kind of like with college football now. I mean, Florida State's 1-6. USC's 3-4.
Yeah.
1-4 in the Big Ten.
That's what we were talking about on the way here too, about how this is just football now. And you were like, yeah, but I think some people just haven't like wrapped their heads around that. And I was like, you are those people. That is you 100%. Like that is football. There's just not going to be dynasty college football teams.
Just
anymore.
A couple teams, and that's it.
So you just have to, I don't know.
Just keep striving to be one of those.
You just have to focus on things you can control, and that's not one of them.
Yep.
So we want to focus on a little more health and wellness and things we can't control, like what we eat and exercising.
Yep.
Because talking for Nebraska is just not good for our mental health this morning. And as I was talking
to some extent.
Yeah, I got to vent for the last hour.
Yeah, so you do need to vent a little bit. I think as long as it's going in the right direction, like it's not amping you up, you're not getting more upset as you're talking about it. You're accepting it as you talk about it.
Yeah, I definitely don't get more upset as I talk about it.
No, you don't.
It's more like
I worked myself up yesterday. I was
in our house.
Yesterday, yes. During, yes.
Yeah.
Today, I'm more like just more venting and voicing my frustration. I'm not there yet. I'll be honest, guys. I'm a little bit. You guys are doing well. I'm a little bit surprised.
I should just set up some type of a webcam in our house because it is ridiculous how Ben and Jeff are during the football games. They will be so negative and so positive in an absolute swing of 25 seconds. It's hard to watch. You literally get whiplash watching football games with you guys.
That's probably how it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's irrational. Like it is so irrational. You would think that you would have some type of self-awareness, but
sometimes we're just joking around with each other.
Not when they're losing. Not when your team is losing. You're not joking around.
Well,
you were not joking yesterday.
Okay, we got some good advice from Pete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete, who's
expert at
said
this,
he handled his Cowboys defeat with class. And
he really did.
What was really funny is AD posted something and Pete put a meme on there of Dion. He was like, "I'm not hard to find."
Yeah,
I really
because he was like checking in on him.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I ain't hard to find. So he put, "Husker fans, if you need help handling disappointment, let me know. I'm cheap and have experience. For 3 steps: 1, denial.
Yep.
You just deny. Well, I didn't see it happen. It just didn't happen.
That's what you did when you shut it off during the third quarter.
2, respond to people with a picture of your latest championship. Check. 97 or 96 for Dallas.
Which is very helpful with Iowa fans.
Yeah.
They don't have any. So
3, go to the one moment in the game you had a chance. Usually it's the first quarter. Which it was.
We were the first quarter.
We were down 14-7. We're like, all right, we can just get one stop. And then talk about the potential future.
What if we blow out number 2 Ohio State this upcoming week?
No, don't go there.
Here we go.
No,
now I'm getting whiplash from Harrison.
No, I'm not going to be that fan.
I'm sick.
By the middle of the week, I have optimism because I don't.
Right.
But that's okay.
You always have to have a little optimism at the beginning. I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
Yep. And Vanderbilt beat Bama.
That's what I mean.
Exactly. So
that's what I'm saying.
Where I'm at. Like, Ohio State's gonna be pissed off. I hope Nebraska's pissed off. I just want to see.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they lose. I do, but I'm at the point where it's like I just want to see some anger. I want to see them that's just not happy with the results of what they've shown.
Well, maybe it's good you go into a game with 0 expectations.
Mm-hmm.
and just see what happens.
Well, there's your adversity. What are you going to do with it? That's kind of where I'm at with it. That's adversity and a mountain worth. So see how they respond. I'm going to start watching Bulls basketball. That's where I'm going.
So Nicole and I weren't here last week, and then we didn't know Harrison wasn't going to be here until the show started. So I was wondering if Harrison did a switch so he could watch the Bears game in London.
No, I was watching on my way home from Hartington, Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to go see the family.
But that was great. That's some positive mental health talk for us,
that was
right?
fantastic. I was grinning ear to ear, just dominating in London, just beating up the Jags. They got a bye week this week, so I'm not worried about it.
Aren't they playing right now?
The Jags? They had another London game. They're playing the Patriots. I got to check.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
I think he's talking about the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears got
the Bears.
Right.
I thought you meant the Jags. Yeah, that big game right now that everybody's paying attention to, Jaguars and Patriots.
Yeah.
It's a barn burner, 10-0 in the second
Our
quarter.
son, he wasn't even awake yet.
No, he didn't get up for this one.
The last couple of weeks, he's been up, like ready to go for the 8:30 kick, and now he was still just sound asleep.
Yeah, this one isn't. Yeah.
That's so bad.
I
That would
wouldn't
have
get
bad
up for
game.
this one either.
Jacksonville's winning, I'm assuming.
No, they're down 0-10.
Oh, New England's up 10-0.
We put the Jags in I think a mental swirl. They've kind of lost their
just
identity.
kind of what we did to Rutgers too, right? We
We
beat
really
them and they
did.
just haven't won since.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what I thought. So
That is crazy.
just a few more minutes here and we'll get to break and then we'll actually
Oh,
talk
I
about.
was going to say too.
Oh, yeah.
This yesterday was the first time that I've seen a couple Iowa fan meltdowns on Facebook. Usually when Iowa's losing, it's crickets. I've seen a couple. One, I don't know if you are still friends with Joel L. Scott. And every
Yeah, I
game
did see
day,
that.
he puts it's Hawks Day today, every game day.
Mhm.
And obviously the Hawkeyes lost before Iowa State started playing or at the same time. And so after the Iowa's lost, he changed his Facebook status and said it's Cyclones Day. So that was kind of funny.
It's okay.
I mean, he's been doing this for years. It's just like that's his Facebook status on game day. So that was kind of funny.
So I do have a quick story to tell you guys. So I was last week. I was in Colorado for my brother's service, and he's gone to the game at Iowa for the last 3 trips. So
his best friend.
His best friend that he met in Des Moines is an Iowa fan. So my brother Rod had gone to the 2016 game, the 2018 game, and then he was at the 2022 game, which they won. Mm-hmm. And every time he's like, well, I can get you a ticket. You can sit right next to me. And I'm just like, I am not going to a game in Kinnick Stadium. Forget it. I'm just not doing it. I don't care. I'm not going over there. So at my brother's service, his best friend Larry was there, and he said, Rod was telling me that I was supposed to get you a ticket for this game. And I was like, I told him I am not going. And then he said, well, I have the tickets and I really think it would be fitting if you would sit in Rod's place. Like, how am I supposed to say no to that? Totally shanghaied into this.
Yep.
And so on November 29th, Ben and I will be in Kinnick Stadium.
Oh, man.
Sitting at midfield, surrounded by the enemy, getting beer dumped on my head, waving to the kids in the hospital.
Yep.
At the Iowa game.
I'm going to be there too, but I'm not going to be in your section.
You're going?
Yeah. Kinnick Stadium.
Have you ever been?
No, this will be the first time.
Oh.
Brother and mom's going up there. So it'll be the first time in Hawkeye territory as well.
Did you have to get talked into it?
No, I was really optimistic because I think we
At
were.
the time.
Yeah. What were we? 2-0 at the time.
Yeah, 2-0.
I
Now
just
you're
needed
like
2 wins, and now I'm like, no. I mean, we just
Okay.
saw Iowa lose to Michigan State. I'm not. This team is. I'm not giving up on these guys.
No, so we'll be there.
It's a big deal for you because you have been very anti going to Kinnick. Like you've never been.
And
Not
I'll
that
tell you-
Iowa's always played Nebraska.
I'll tell you, when word gets out that I'm going to be there, I have a lot of friends that go to these games, the Iowa friends that go to the games. They're going to want to find me, and they want to want pictures with me at the stadium.
You sound ridiculous.
Well,
Well, make sure you get pictures after we beat them at the end of the game.
Well, I'll be finding them. Yes, I'll be hunting them down. I'm hoping that. Did you see that clip that that Ravens fan that?
Yeah, what a maniac!
Now I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me in Iowa City.
I'd be, we give Iowa crap, but yeah, I don't. Their fans aren't going to be pulling that type of stuff.
No,
not even Baltimore fans. That was just an unhinged individual.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Baltimore guys like Ben.
Yeah,
like,
because Ben has been saying, like, even when we went to the game and it was Ravens Bills, and that's kind of a little bit of a rivalry. There's quite a few Bills fans there, and so he was like defending the fans, like, "Oh no, that would never happen. Ravens fans don't act that way." But,
well, there's fans that act that way.
Well, there's people. Yeah, it is. It doesn't matter,
So that's
that
my
was
news.
Crazy. But then have you seen that they've been like he got
arrested pretty quickly.
Arrested. I think he lost his job. Like there's been a lot of repercussions, which there's
looking for swinging at people.
Yeah, that was assault.
Just literally like, oh, there's 2 stragglers.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
Man, that's shocking.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'll be there. It's good to know you'll be there, Harrison.
Yeah, I'll be in the section though with red around me. You're in an interesting spot,
right in the enemy territory. But
with 2 Iowa fans.
Yep, he's like, I think you and your son should go and sit with me and my son. I just literally could not say
no. Ben's stoked. He's excited. He wants to go.
He likes that little conflict.
He does.
But we've been to 2 road games. We've been to Illinois, lost. We've been to Minnesota, lost.
Yeah.
So we've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Walking out of the stadium at Minnesota, we stayed for the whole game because it came down to the last second kick, and people were. They were throwing some words at us.
Oh, well,
but we just were used to having our head held in shame and, just walking back
head
to the
down,
car.
no eye contact.
And at the Illinois game, I was like, it was about midway through the 3rd quarter. And I'm like, I've had enough. And I just walked out, and these Illinois fans behind me were like, bye. It's like, again, head held in shame. So I'm used to it, used to walking out like that. But
that's the price you pay as an away visitor. You're taking the chance.
Yep.
I know it's tough. It's tough, but all right. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go over our 5-week results for Ferals, and kind of our theme today is going to be expectations.
Yep.
And managing expectations, not for the football season, but
it does all tie in though.
For our health and wellness and nutrition and exercising and controlling the things that we control. As AD always says, you can only control the things you can control.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to focus on today. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics. We'll be right back.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Your basement at Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. At Foundation Repair, we fix basements.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings & Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Over 75% of the patients that come to Limitless Male have been told over and over again by their primary care providers that their testosterone level is fine. Guess what? If you have all the symptoms of low testosterone, you're not fine. Come get a second opinion at Limitless Male. We have helped tens of thousands of men feel optimal again, and we can help you. Stop waiting. Come see the men's health experts. Book your free consult online at limitlessmale.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. So, as I talked about at the top of the show, we just got done with our week 5 testing. We do body composition, we do push-ups, sit-ups, measurements. So I was out figuring kind of what the average was, and we had some tremendous results. And just figuring up these averages and looking at everybody's results, we were kind of talking about expectations, and we had a little incident at the house this morning with the dog, and Nicole was kind of giving it to me a little bit, and she's making sense of what she was saying. So I was like, oh, this is the great subject to talk about today. So that's kind of where it led to. But so for our group, we have some more people that need to finish up their testing that were out of town or just wasn't able to get it done in a couple days. But as a group, so we had 56 people that have tested so far. And as a group, we have lost 250 inches, 222 pounds of fat that we've lost, which is Awesome.
Yeah, it's key fat too.
Fat, not weight.
Yeah,
yes, fat. Yep. And then as a group, gain 73 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
So on average, it's about 4.5 inches per person, 4 pounds of fat per person, and 1.31 pounds of muscle.
Did you calculate the weight loss, the total weight loss?
I didn't even. Nope. Didn't
Oh.
even
Well,
figure
that's
weight
always
loss.
interesting to know because I know for a fact that the weight loss would be less than the fat loss.
Oh yeah, with the muscle gain of being 73.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing to kind of talk about too, because especially with our members or anybody starting out just exercising and changing maybe your lifestyle a little bit. It's something that we talk about, that it's not about weight loss, especially when you're adding exercise in with the nutrition plan. It's about body recomposition, but that's something that's not really talked about very often. So this is where we were talking about like the expectations. Like Jeff has expectations of our dog right now that are just not realistic. She's not going to be this perfect dog that you want her to be. She is going to be, Paige is going to be Paige, but you keep getting upset about her being herself.
What is it? What is Paige? Like, is it an old dog that
she's a little dog and she has some health issues and she does pee on the floor a little bit sometimes. And Jeff gets a little irate about it. But the reality is
a little bit.
The reality is there's not a lot we can do about it at this point. We do as much as we can, but it's still going to happen sometimes. And you get irrationally angry sometimes when it happens.
Yep.
Because your expectation is not in line with what is actually going to happen. She's not doing it to make you mad, but you get mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it goes with people changing, especially that recomposition, because you expect to see a great weight loss, but what we want to celebrate is a fat loss and
right,
muscle gain.
Because in commercials and advertisements and products that come onto the market, it's not a lot of you can lose 20 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just 20 pounds
total.
Right.
And there was a gym in Iowa that made a guarantee of you'll lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks or you get a refund. And nobody had done that program while we were still the owners of Farrell's in Altoona. Well, when we left, we moved here, some of the people that had gone to the Farrell's went to this other gym, like left and went to this gym. So then we got kind of a behind the look picture of what they were supposed to be eating
right
to hit this 20 pound
and
weight loss.
obviously it's not sustainable. Like it's not sustainable if you're trying to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks and that's your explicit goal. That is very doable, but it's not sustainable.
Right.
And a lot of people were able to do it, but not keep it off. And I think sometimes when we talk about this, there's a time and a place for rapid weight loss. But if you're looking at long-term results, rapid is not going to, it's not like a race where you can sprint at the beginning and then expect to get to the finish line faster. You're going to sprint at the beginning and you're going to get crap out and be tired and then end up not finishing the race if you try to sprint too fast.
It's like when we've done the fight for air climb.
Mm-hmm.
So it's climbing up, going to the top of the principal building in Iowa. So it's this giant building,
800 floors or
800 flights or whatever.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it, I flew out of the gate. I was like, it was like Phil Dunphy skipping steps, right?
Two at a time.
Two at a time.
He doesn't know who that is.
Well, for Modern Family.
You should know that. Modern Family's your time. But anyway.
So I was just flying up there. And after about 6 flights,
literally,
I was just keeled over. That's
why it's called fight for air.
Breathe at all. I was so winded, but I
it's
started
only
off
93 flights of stairs.
Well, that's a lot.
No,
it was
I know.
a really tall climb.
Yeah, I know. I think we were just getting the. I just don't want to. Don't want to be false advertising.
But that was just a kind of an example of
huge example
coming out of the gate so fast, and then I was just done. I'm just standing there as hundreds of people are passing me on the stairs as I'm just like leaned over on the railing, just literally trying to catch my breath because I was so out of breath. But I felt so good those first 6-7 flights. But then it just kind of hit you.
You see that with fasting too. It's like, yeah, you can lose weight pretty fast. And some people do a lot better of it, but then it's like,
yeah,
you get that day where you're really hungry.
Right.
And then you just eat horrible.
Yeah, you undo all
Mhm.
you undo like 3 days of fasting in
And you
one
didn't
day.
put any muscle, so you didn't really change
Yeah.
the body comp. So it's very easy to get back to where you started if you go.
Right.
Like, and again, some people, I know you guys are pretty allow people to do what works for them, but
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with experimenting, but you also have to do it like in a way that makes sense, not
Mhm.
just try something for a week and a half. Oh, this isn't working, so I do try something else, to try something else, try something else. We one of our guests that we've had on before, Jordan Syatt, he just shared something on social media that I really enjoyed. I thought it was a great analogy that I'd never heard. And of course, I love analogies, but he was talking about people who like do the carnivore diet, which we've talked about, or try to go super low carb. And a lot of times people who do that say, well, your body doesn't need carbs to survive.
Yeah.
And which is true technically. Like
I watched this.
Yeah.
Did I post this? The one I posted? Okay.
Yeah. You're going to force your body to switch to burning fat for fuel instead. It's not your body's preferred source. Your body's preferred source of energy is carbs, but they're not essential necessarily in the way that like protein is essential. It's a macronutrient, not a micronutrient. But when he says you don't need carbs to survive, and his analogy was, well, we also don't need air conditioning to survive, but it makes our lives a lot more enjoyable. Like, I'm not going to suffer in the middle of the summer and not turn my air conditioning on and just be dying of heat stroke and tell myself, well, I don't need this to survive. I can just gut it out when all I need to do is turn the air conditioner on and make my life a little bit easier. So I thought those are really good analogies.
And the other one he said was, we don't need a bed to survive either.
All
right.
buddy.
Yeah.
We could sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Every night.
Of course we can.
Right. So having
sleep
I thought that was
outside
a
in the
good
winter.
analogy.
having a bed isn't essential.
Yeah. Right.
Having
Now, if you're a person like we've talked about, we had Matt Taylor on and he did keto, lost a ton of weight, and it is something that really works for him. There are people that are successful in a low carb diet, but the problem is when you're doing it as a quick fix and you're thinking, okay, I need to lose 10 pounds. I'm just going to cut out carbs. And then you cut out the carbs and you lose the 10 pounds. And then you reintroduce carbs and then you gain that 10 pounds again. And so within a 10-week period of like the time that you could have worked out at Farrell's and learned about body recomposition, gaining muscle and losing body fat and eating carbs and eating a balanced diet, somebody could also in that 10 weeks lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds in 5 weeks from low carb and gain it back in the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
By
And your stomach's going to
reintroducing.
hurt like hell by
You're
putting
just
it through
messing
that.
up a lot of your body's like systems metabolically. You're kind of damaging your metabolic system by constantly forcing it to do different things where we could just balance.
like manipulating your
balance.
body to do
Yeah.
just like taking pills or doing just stuff that
Yeah.
like with that
Pills don't work. Like there's no fat burning pill that is going to make you lose fat. Like they
no,
just
I'll tell
don't
you,
work.
I bought some thinking
You
that
have, I know.
I literally
Yeah.
thought the pill, what was inside the pill was gonna get to my fat in my stomach and just like
How do
absorb
those
it.
get I don't understand how those get approved.
Because they don't have to be approved. They're not approved. No, we're not talking about prescriptions. We're talking about fat burners, things
Even just
that are
stuff
on
they have
like
to go through some testing. Like if it's all just BS.
kind of. Not everything has to go through testing. Some of them maybe have to. They can get like higher certifications just so like athletes can maybe use them. And
Right.
it's not that fat burning pills. It's a stimulant. That's all it is. So it's just like taking a pre-workout or drinking. Most of the time it has caffeine in it. It's
Right.
something that's a stimulant.
I guess it's the false advertising is what
Usually
bothers me.
false advertising.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Because people aren't buying it as a stimulant. Like
No.
Jeff's not buying the pills like, oh, this would be a nice little stimulant so I
It's
can
gonna
get through
give me
my
a little
workout.
No,
energy.
it's gonna trap. It's the fat trapper.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna trap my fat and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like just
I
like little
usually-
soldiers in there, just going.
And the
to-
advertising was sure led you to believe
Uh-huh.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I'm usually pretty diplomatic when it comes to nutrition and people's opinions. But yes, if you're buying a supplement that says it's a fat burner and you really believe that it's going to exclusively burn fat off of your body, that is not what it's going to do. What it's going to do is increase your heart rate. It's probably going to suppress your appetite a little bit. So you're not going to want to eat as much, but that can be manipulated too. Or it'll just make you more anxious, which is kind of not a great place to be. And that's not a great place for fat loss, or your sleep is going to be affected. So that's the one. Yeah. Those diet pills. I'm not talking about prescriptions. I'm not talking about weight loss drugs that are prescribed by doctors like Ozempic or whatever. That's totally different. But yeah, if you're just going to Walmart and buying a fat burner, that's just not going to work.
Yeah, understand what it is. Because the dude got a Crowbait chime in here. He says, I take jet fuel knowing there's no such thing as fat burning pill.
Sure.
But I take it for the caffeine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. A lot of those are like, we talked to Matt Dow from Nutrition Authority, and they have a product called Emerge that they recommend to their people. And it says promotes fat loss or whatever, fat burning. But yeah, he definitely doesn't say, oh, take this and you're going to lose 10 pounds of fat.
And he doesn't say take this and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can't just drink. You can't just take this stuff. It's supposed to be like to enhance results, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, but you still just
Which,
can't.
if you watch those infomercials, that's what it'll say. Like it'll show all these, like this person lost 10 pounds. And then the tiny, like will say in conjunction with a balanced diet and exercise. Well, it was the balanced diet and exercise that made you lose the weight.
That's the part I missed when I bought my Bowflexes.
Yes.
And why I never looked like the guy in the commercial, because I missed the fine print of you actually have to eat healthy, balanced meal plan to get these results, not just using the Bowflex.
Yeah. I love those too, especially when it's like a simple workout thing where it only does like one thing, like the shake weight was such a joke, for example.
Right.
And it's like, if I do the shake weight, I'll just be absolutely jacked in my quads and triceps and everything.
Yeah.
And
it's like, gonna burn everything.
I'll tell you, I before we did Farrell's, I worked in like sales industry for like installation products. And I remember I was working at a home show down in Kansas City. And
these are coming back, by the way. I know what you're going to talk about, and they're coming back in popularity. They're all over the TikTok shop right now.
The booth right across from me were selling these machines that you stood on, and it was like this
vibration. Those vibration
like
plates.
Original workout. Right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Well,
with the strap around.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going backwards.
Yeah. Way back. I remember my mom, she worked at the Holiday Inn, and she'd always get like free nights. And I remember I'd go to the Holiday Inn with her, like down on Fleur. And this was in Des Moines. It was like a really nice hotel. And they had a weight room or an exercise room. And they had that machine that had the white tan leather strap and I'd get in there and put it, and it's just shaking you back and forth. And I remember using that as a kid. I just thought it was really fun, but there was a booth right across from me, and I'm trying to sell people on saving money on their heating and cooling bills, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I was showing people, different stuff to do that. And now, no, I don't want to save money. I mean, right. and I'm kind of that way too. As if I walk through 100%, these things,
you would have been that way.
Because I was a salesperson, and I don't like people trying to sell me stuff, because I've been there. But there were people. These machines were selling for like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and people were just writing a check on the spot because they think they're going to stand on this machine and they're instantly going to look like somebody that could just be on Baywatch.
Yeah.
Shake the fat right off.
No.
They are coming back. I see them all the time on TikTok. Not that there's not some health benefits to it, but your health benefits are going to be like benefits to circulation, maybe bone density. It's not something that you can just stand on it.
It's probably less effective than a walk.
Probably as effective as a walk. Yeah. Or
something like that. I just think like, silly.
Things that you could do for free.
But people dropping.
It's more like a massage than.
There you go. If you market it as a massage, I'm game.
Lymphatic draining, muscles, relaxation,
thousands
circulation.
of dollars. I was just like dumbfounded at this.
Yeah.
And people would get up on they get up. I watched this happen. They stand on the thing, and the sales guy's like, oh, here's some pictures and then people, and this is what you get. And they just literally walk away with one. They just dropped thousands of bucks, and they stood on this thing for like 3 minutes. Like, I feel so good. But
and they probably sold it in a garage sale 3 years
probably
later.
sold in a garage sale for a couple $100.
Well, people love easy solutions.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a conscience and you like selling,
It goes, then that's not true because they might have believed it too. I mean, I feel like a lot of times people who sell this stuff, they want to believe it just as much.
they want to, but I
Right.
mean, you've sold enough to know.
Yeah, right.
in my
But
mind.
so they might have like genetically weight loss has never been a problem for them. So they may see some benefits from it and just really buy in to this could be a solution for everyone. So I like to give people the benefit of the doubt that they're not actually trying to scam people. Now, manufacturers, on the other hand,
Yeah. You're nicer than me. I blame
Right.
everybody involved. But
I don't, but I do feel like there is people like that, but I think for the most part, people have good intentions. They are also buying into it. And then you are more likely to want to believe it once you spend $3,000. So we'll go to break and we'll kind of keep talking about this.
Yeah, because I have a few more things to say.
Yeah.
And we do
Right.
have the OG CJ on text line too with some good results.
Yep.
I wanna
OG.
shout him
Yep.
out.
Said my 5 weeks, he dropped 15 pounds of fat. Second 5 weeks, he didn't lose much weight, but gained 7 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we'll get into like kind of where people were at and why some are different, why gain more muscle, lose more fat. So we'll talk about the intricacies of that. And the bottom line is everybody's different.
100%.
So results are going to be different.
Yeah.
So stay with us. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Urology Partners of Nebraska is Lincoln's newest full-service urology group. Urology Partners uses state-of-the-art treatment options for both men and women, including some exciting treatments new to our community that help you get back to your confident and active lifestyle. The team at Urology Partners is dedicated to quickly and effectively restoring your health, with new patients typically seen in clinic within 48 hours. Whether you have questions about your prostate, incontinence issues, kidney stones, or erectile dysfunction, their team has you covered. Call Urology Partners today to schedule an appointment.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basements? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
cigarettes. Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's most dependable side-by-side, the Mule Pro, built to take on your most demanding days. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of October. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Stop by every Saturday for their Husker tailgate with free food, drinks, and games. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 29th is $1 off per pound on New York strips. Spend $50 and get a free brick of ground beef and 25% off on tea. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. We just got a short segment here. We'll just kind of finish up. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Fat burners and
oh yeah, quick
marketing.
Fixes. Yeah,
around weight loss and
you know, we know doing what we've done for the last 11 and a half years as owners and being with Farrell's for 17 years now. You know, it really comes down to what you're doing outside of the gym.
Yeah,
is what's going to get you results. Like there's so many great places to go work out, even just going out for a walk or a jog or a bicycle ride. Like I know for me, when I'm really dialed into my nutrition, not cutting carbs or anything like that, but following the Farrell's meal plan and logging my food and hitting my macros, that's when I am at my best.
And you feel better.
Yes.
You are dealing with a little bit of an injury right now. You have a little bit of like Achilles bursitis. And
yes, that kind of sucks.
I had to remind you last night when you were eating candy corn that sugar does
what a
irritate.
waste of sugar.
I know.
Candy corn,
I know.
that's
all that was in the house.
You'd even was like, I've never really eaten candy corn before. And he kept eating it. And I'm like, you 100% know that sugar is going to be inflammatory to your pain, especially when you have pain like that. So I'm hoping that was your last piece of candy corn when I reminded you of that.
It was.
Okay.
I didn't eat any after that.
Because it is true. There are certain triggers for people just in general. And sugar when you have inflammation is a big one. You've noticed that before. We've both noticed that when we eat some, multiple days of high sugar, and then that's when the back pain starts hurting.
Can't sleep well.
Feet
I did
start
not know.
hurting. Oh yeah.
So sugar.
Just wait till you
really
get
bad
older.
For inflammatory.
Well, yeah, it's just a lot. It is for us, at least. I notice it when I'm like, I have like aches and pains and my feet start hurting when I'm standing and stuff. And then I think back and I'm like, yeah, I have really kind of been a little too heavy on the sugar, and dial that back and the pain goes away. And that's true for other people. For like dairy, that can be that way for some people. Dairy, gluten, stuff like that. You just have to figure out, and just wait till you get older. You're still young.
Yeah.
I know. You're still young.
Pretty much eat whatever now and you're fine.
Well, I've conquered the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I've always want Mountain Dew so bad.
I know.
Once you stop drinking soda, it's easy to keep it off.
So the kind of the $1 million question is like, yes, we know these things, but yet we still do them.
There's a difference though, and we've talked about this, because yes, we know that, and we don't always eat perfectly, but when I'm not eating perfectly, and then maybe some piece of article of clothing doesn't fit the way that I want it to, I know why. Like,
yeah, we don't get upset.
Right.
Like,
I'm not.
Why are these jeans tight?
Yeah.
I work out every day.
Yes.
This is, and we're going to get into the expectations part, because
yes,
we have these conversations, and you just had this conversation with me this morning.
Yeah.
About my expectations about this dog, basically saying like, you sound like one of our 10-week members that don't have
nobody
results.
In general over 11 years, anybody like who
You
has
sound like one of our members that's like, I don't understand.
Are you logging your food?
No.
So I know. So I'm never like mad, because it's never a mystery. Sometimes I'm less concerned about the aesthetic part of, of weight loss or health, I should say. But I definitely still consider myself to be a healthy person. So I'm just not like, oh, Farrell's doesn't work. My pants are too tight. And then, I've been eating a Casey's breakfast sandwich for the last 4 days or whatever. So
all adds up.
Yeah, I know. That's the difference though, between me and you. Yeah, we know what to do. We don't always do it, but I also am not confused when I'm not doing what I should be doing, and I'm not seeing results that are not in line with that at all.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here top of hour number 2 coming up. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $437 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004120, $437 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 5,500 dual signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 9/30/2024. See dealer for details.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, you can give Sean Erickson a call at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives and securing futures. So big shout out to them. Appreciate their support of our show. Hopefully we'll see Sean at the gym at some point in the next couple months.
It's been a minute.
No, he's been busy. And I mean, you know what? We've all been busy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told him this before. We're all busy.
Yep.
Like we all have jobs and lives and mortgages and stress and kids.
We just miss him at the gym.
I know we do. So it's sad for us. So hopefully he's listening. I know he's in Vegas right now. So if he listens, hopefully we'll see him here at some point.
And Lauren.
And his wife, Lauren, yes, who we don't see either.
I know.
But that's the ebbs and flow of gym owner life.
I know.
But we go through our ups and downs.
Yeah.
We have to work out because that's our job.
Yeah. I
So,
will never
extra
say,
commitment.
right. I will never say that, like, I'll never judge anybody for struggling to stay on like an exercise program because I do understand. Even when we were on vacation in Baltimore and I didn't really prioritize exercise, I went on my walk every day and did a little bit of exercise, but not a ton. And then I came back and did that Saturday workout and I was so sore. Like, I understand how if you get out of the routine, it's really hard to get back into the routine.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never be here and say, well, I exercise 6 days a week. It's easy. I don't know why you can't do it. Well, obviously that's our job. So I would never.
And there are people that it is easy for.
Yeah.
That they never
enjoy
miss.
it, or, it's just.
That's how people's genetics too. They don't have to work out as much and they'll have better results.
True.
Yes. Everyone's just got a different gene makeup.
Yeah. That's why with our results, we've seen people that have, lose 6 or 7 pounds of muscle, but they've lost 20 pounds on the scale. Like that to me is a win.
Yeah.
right?
Well, and that's what we're going to talk about in this segment. And so before like you talk about what we talked about, you were going to talk about at Farrell's and anywhere. Obviously, we say this every time we are talking about this applies to anybody trying to make any type of a lifestyle change as far as exercise or nutrition. So even though we're talking about in the context of our 5-week results, applies to everybody because as I say, we're not special, right? We all have these problems and issues and complaints. But one of the things that I think is really important is to have, those measurable results, but it's also really important to have multiple points of measurement. And that's what we do. So we measure your weight, your body composition. So your muscle mass, body fat mass. We also do measurements. Another one, like if you're at home and you're trying to make some changes, a great way to judge your progress is to find a pair of pants or a shirt that's a little bit too tight. And every couple weeks, try those pants on. And if they fit better, then you know that you're making progress. And so there's lots of ways that you can do that. But it's important to have multiple measures of progress. But that's only half of the story. So it's important to measure your progress in multiple ways, but it's also important to focus on the positive changes and not get hung up on the things that aren't changing and only focus on that because that's what we see, especially at 5-week testing with a lot of people. I will get someone on the scale and they will lose, 5 pounds of body fat. They'll gain 3 pounds of muscle. I'm really excited by those results.
We are.
It's been 5 weeks,
Yep.
5 weeks, and you've lost 5 pounds of body fat and gained 3 pounds of muscle. And I also don't think that people understand how hard that is metabolically for our bodies to be gaining muscle and losing body fat at the same time. And that's where we talk about body recomposition, which is very different than strict weight loss. And when you haven't been exercising for a long time and you start something, you do have this like magic window where recomposition can happen. Like if you've been exercising and eating well, for years and years and years, but recomposition is hard. You either have to focus on bulking up to gain muscle or cutting to lose fat. But that's for seasoned exercisers,
Right.
people who are, have specific goals. So you're in maybe your figure competition. So in a figure competition, you're trying to lose body fat, maintain your muscle, or you're in a bodybuilding competition where you're trying to gain as much muscle as possible. Those are totally different people. Like we're not talking to those people. We're talking to the average Jeff, right? Who's just been sitting at
the
home.
average person.
Yeah. And hasn't done anything for years. And that's where people get really frustrated because if you are only measuring the scale and that same person who lost 5 pounds of fat and gained 3 pounds of muscle on the scale, that's only going to look like a 2-pound weight loss. And
or even that person might have gained weight because the more muscle you have, the more water weight you're going to have as well.
Yeah, because your body has more muscle to hydrate. And I point that out to people too. And so if you're only focusing on that, that's when you are just continuing to quit the process, like right when all the positive change is happening. And so the great thing with us, we can see that and we can tell you like, wow, look at these results. But I will say that and they will nod and I'll say, do you have any questions? And then they'll say no. And then like 2 days later, their coach will be like, oh, so-and-so was really disappointed. And I'm like, what? What do you mean they were disappointed? I talked to them about it. I was excited. This was great. It's only been 5 weeks. Like we talked about nutrition and like maybe they haven't been perfect on that. That's totally fine. Now's the time to tighten that up a little bit. So I think that if you're only focusing on the negative changes, then that is just going to continue to hold you back from your results.
Yep. It's because it is like, I just had a couple conversations about this.
We have this conversation all the time. This is the you are not special, like epitome of you're not special.
Well, and it's like, so you do your 5-week, like what I was talking to one of our members about, and I usually have this conversation a lot, is how you frame your results, right? So it's like you take person A and person A.
Well, and you usually hold on because I know what you're going to say, but you usually say it in the terms of like, oh, I'm telling someone.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
I know, but really, because you're going to say, someone asks you how you did, and you're going to tell them your results. But I think more importantly, it's what you're saying in your head also.
Yes.
Like, how are you telling yourself how you did?
Right.
So both ways.
So if you're telling yourself or you're telling a friend. So Harrison, he does 5 weeks and he gets on the scale and he gained 2 pounds. Gained 2 pounds of weight, but lost 10 pounds of body fat. And this happens a lot.
Yeah.
Just going through all the results, there were so many people that maybe stayed the same, gained a pound, lost a pound, but lost 6 or 7 pounds of fat, added muscle, and which you add water weight.
Body fat percentage went down,
right,
like 3%,
right,
with your body weight staying the same.
Yes. So Harrison's mom calls him and says, "Hey, honey, how'd you do at your 5-week testing?" So the answer that Harrison gives, he can give 2 answers. First answer, he could say, "Well, Mom, I gained 2 pounds." That's answer number 1. And most people, whether it's your mom or it's a friend
or your head, your brain,
or your head, or your friends that know everything, they're going to say that program sucks. You've been working out 6 days a week and you gained 2 pounds. You need to try this. This is what my friend Sally's been doing. And she's lost 20 pounds in the same 5 weeks where you gained 2 pounds. So in our head, we're thinking this doesn't work because I gained 2 pounds. So your mom calls and says, "How'd you do?" And you're like, it was awesome. I lost 10 pounds of fat and I dropped 3% body fat. Your mom's going to say, "That's incredible. That you've done so good." But we tend to go to the negative 100%. When we give responses, and it just affects us mentally.
That's just what we focus on.
That's what we focus on we've resorted to on our scale, having a piece of cardboard over the scale so people cannot see their weight when they weigh in until the end.
Like, we show them, not even till the end, but until they're done with that body composition.
Yes, till they're done.
They step on the scale, because our scale, you step on it, and the first thing it does is tell you your weight. And, as people in Farrell's are doing a weight loss program, they typically know
you're gonna lock
how much they weigh. Right.
Yeah. You're gonna know.
And so we cover that up. And so they don't see that result until we have the printout and we can show them, yes, this is your weight, but this is how your muscle mass changed. This is how your body fat or your body mass changed and your body fat percentage. So I think that's helped a lot, actually. I mean, it's helped me and you probably more than anything, because we're not just like immediately in like talking people off a ledge mode of like, let's just wait and see what the results say.
And when you see that number, you can see, like, I will have conversations like, "Oh, how you feeling?" "Oh, I feel great."
I know. I was going to say that.
Feeling stronger. I got more energy. This is just amazing. And then you see the number on the scale and it instantly goes to depression. And then it's like, as we're talking to them, this is now, if any of our members are out there listening, this is what I say. Like, when you go to church and the pastor's up front and talking about,
the sermon
whatever
is.
it's about, and you're sitting there in the pew and you're like, he or she is talking about me. 100%.
You're like looking around.
And I've been there. Head down.
100%.
Head down. Oh gosh. You just feel it. Like, just bullets flying from the pulpit aimed right at me.
It's their spotlight on me right now.
So if you're thinking that, then we're probably talking about you, right?
But we're also not. We're talking about the majority of people.
Yeah.
That is the entire premise of me telling people that they're not special. Like, being frustrated at your 5-week results when they are actually great results, that is a completely normal reaction. We understand that. I don't really know how to help people overcome that, and except from telling them. But I also think because of all the stuff we talked about in the second segment, because there's so much marketing around weight loss and instant results, like, I do feel like there's a level of skepticism sometimes with people where they're going to be like, "Well, of course you're going to say that." You know what I mean? But the reality is, for us, I'm not trying to sell you on something. I'm trying to celebrate the positive changes that you've made. And so I don't know. I think that's just something that comes with trusting the process, making sure that whoever you're working with in that space, if you're working with a personal trainer or working with someone with nutrition, making sure that their message resonates with you, because if you don't believe in what they're saying, you're not going to believe, what they say when they're looking at your results. So I would hope that it's authentic, but I do think there's a level of skepticism where people are like, well, yeah, but of course you're going to say that because this is kind of your program. But the reality is you could do anything. There's lots of things that you could do. I've helped, I do have people still who aren't members that will message me questions about nutrition and fitness. And I'm not going to be like, well, I'm not going to tell you because you're not a member. I'm still going to help people because I still want people to be healthy and be happy with, themselves and their body image and stuff like that. And that's what we fight more than anything.
Yep.
It's reprogramming those years of where we're just really hard on ourselves. And I've talked about this before too. I haven't talked about this with our 10 weekers. So maybe I will talk about that here in this next week, where we're really hard on ourselves about the things that we cannot control, but we're really easy on ourselves about the things we can control. Like you can control not eating or choosing not to eat that candy corn just because it's in our house. But there's a lot right now that you can't control about your injury. Like not eating it isn't going to cure you. It's just going to make it a little bit worse. It's going to take a little bit longer to heal. But it's like, so you could just spend all this time being like really upset and just down, depressed because you have this injury and you're having to ice your foot and you can't do a lot of stuff while you're eating candy corn. You know what I mean? And so we're easy on ourselves about the things we can control. We're easy on ourselves when it comes to skipping a workout just because we are tired and we don't want to get up and do it, or making a bad food choice. We're easy on ourselves with that. And then we're really hard on ourselves about the simple things that we can't always control, how quickly those changes happen. Like they are, especially when it's only been 5 weeks. 5 weeks is really not that very long amount of time. So historically, any fit member or person who's been successful with Farrell's will tell you they don't see their biggest results at week 5. They see it like week 7 or 8 or week 13, 14, past their 10 weeks. Like you have these cycles where you see results. 5 weeks is just the halfway point. So that's where we measure it. And we want to make sure you're going in the right direction. But yeah, that's just people being really hard on themselves because they didn't see the weight loss that they wanted. And then we're like, well, how's your nutrition? It could be better. Like, well, your results could be better too. But I would never say that because I'm not trying to judge people. And I've told our 10 weekers, like, if your goal in this first 5 weeks was just to get into a habit of getting to the gym and getting back into working out and weight loss wasn't your goal, that is fine. I'm not here to judge you about your results. And if you come in here and you were like, and we have people do this every time, they're like, oh yeah, no, this isn't going to be great. I really haven't been doing anything differently with nutrition. Like that's an easy conversation to have. I can still focus on positives. When we have people that do that, they'll say like, oh no, I just really haven't been eating the greatest. And they get on the scale and they still have some positive results. And I'm like, well, good for you. Like you still are making positive changes. They could be better. Yes. But let's like celebrate the fact that like, look, you're getting away with this. You're still losing a little bit of body fat or gaining muscle, and you haven't given up every single thing that you wanted. And you have so much more room for improvement. So I think if we were a little easy on ourselves about stuff like that.
Even just mentally too.
It's all mental.
Like again, like if it's just like if it's your goal is get back in the gym, like most people have a better day. They start the day off in the gym. 100%. And then you're off on a chipper mood. You got more energy, surprisingly, even though you just worked out.
That's the one thing that a lot of people will say too before they get on the scale, before they start being hard on themselves by numbers on a piece of paper. They'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel great. I have so much more energy. I never expected that getting up and exercising would actually end up giving me more energy. I'm like, absolutely it does. Like your body, you're creating a resiliency in your body. So you're able to handle so much more because you've already moved our bodies. Like that's what our bodies are made for. So when you add that in, you will find that you're feeling better and having more energy. You're actually tired at night when you're supposed to be. So
Yeah,
then
you're not up
hopefully
scrolling at 3 a.m.
Yeah. You're hopefully getting better quality of sleep as long as you're listening to your body and you're not just powering through and, not going to sleep when you're supposed to.
I like to, you like our average fat loss was 4 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
a pound a week. I mean,
yeah,
a little.
If you lost a pound a week
body fat
for a year, it's 52 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
Right. So, and some conversations I also like to have with people, and if you're out there listening, is like, and you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, it's like we're trying to undo 30 years of bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not going to happen in 5 weeks. It's like if you smoke for 30 years and then you stop smoking, your lungs aren't going to look like a non-smoker in 5 weeks. Right. It takes time for your body to undo all of our bad habits that we've just been doing for
smoking is a
our whole
really
life.
good example, because if you ever, we've never been smokers, but I know people who have stopped smoking.
Well, I smoked in 3rd grade.
I thought about smoking yesterday.
I stole.
You what?
I said I thought about
picking
up pack for the first time ever on my way home. But
so you could
whole
just
other story.
Relate to that Ben Affleck meme of him just being so stressed out smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're like, if I'm going to be stressed, I might as well have a cigarette in my
I
hand.
was like, of course the coach's name's Signetti. I'm not going to do that.
You thought about getting some cigarettes after the Indiana game?
Sarcasm. I was in there.
Right.
I was not kidding. I was in there. I was just so frustrated. I wasn't going to do it. But it was one of those where I looked at him for first time.
Oh
and I
my
was like,
gosh. I don't think that would do what you want it to do. But if you know anybody who's ever stopped smoking, like the time after you stop smoking, like there's going to be a couple weeks where it's rough. Just not even the withdrawals, but like the amount of like physical gunk that's going to be coming out of your lungs once you stop, like, suppressing your body's functions, your lungs functions, and then they are trying to like regenerate. That is probably the hardest part. Like you're going to stop smoking and then it's going to be weeks of like still coughing up a lot of phlegm and gross stuff, because your body is trying to undo all of that damage, but it doesn't happen immediately. Nope. It's harder before it gets easier. And that's true with anything that's worth it. Even rebuilding football teams.
And like
sneak that in there.
There's not ads out there that says like you're going to have clean lungs in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like there are for you're going to lose 20 pounds in 5 weeks.
True.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's again setting those expectations. So we get all these outside influences on expectations, which if I can lose a pound of fat a week, that's because we know it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
And it only gets harder. Like the more you do it and you're successful at it, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. So you have to have your mind right from the beginning, or you are literally just going to be working against your brain for the rest of your life, because it only gets harder, especially if you're a person who has a significant amount of weight to lose. Yeah, you could lose weight pretty quickly and it's going to feel pretty easy. Like if you're, have 70, 80 pounds to lose and you drink soda every day, you could just give up drinking soda and you're going to lose weight pretty quickly. But then you're going to have to keep finding things to cut out. It's only going to get harder. Yeah. So if you don't have your mind right at the beginning, when it's like the easiest time for your body to, you're just going to constantly be chasing that kind of negativity. And that's what I think puts people right back into their bad habits.
Yep. And it never gets easier.
It's harder.
It never gets easier. I was talking, or somebody was talking, we were talking about food, and I was like,
they keep coming out with new foods.
I said, I struggle with food every second of the day mentally.
Yeah.
Should I eat this? Should I not? It's just, that's how it is. So
it's there.
You try to
you have to eat to survive.
You try to make more deposits than withdrawals. And so that's what, all right. Well, that's it. We're going to commercial.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 20th through the 26th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677 2027. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hey, Nebraska football fans, it's defensive lineman Ty Robinson, and I've got a winning play for you with Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Team up with Action and install a new Bradford white water heater in your home. And if we win the conference championship this season, you'll get a full refund. Don't fumble this opportunity. Sack your old water heater this season and score big with Action. Visit actionlincoln.com/Huskers to learn more.
Promotion valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in Fitness Fanatics. Again, it's Sunday, October 20th. If you guys missed any part of the show, you can always check us out on the ticketfm.com's website. We are under Ticket Weekends. Also, any of your favorite podcasting platforms, YouTube, iTunes, any one of those, you can find us on there. So look, we've done a lot of good information. We got some soul searching today, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know what we're going to talk about.
Oh, let's go. Fire it up.
Well, because you were talking about making more deposits than withdrawals.
Yes,
And so I think that is something, I don't know if we've talked about this, but because we recommend that our members log their food. I recommend that for anybody who's wanting to start kind of a weight loss, anything, trying to lose weight. And we've talked about this where the most important thing is to just log where you're at first and see where you are and where you can make changes. But another analogy is like, this is the same thing if you were trying to save money. Okay, I want to save $10,000. And you just keep saying that you want to save $10,000, and then you keep looking at your savings account and nothing ever changes. And then someone is like, well, are you putting money into your savings account? Have you tried to make some extra money somewhere? And they're just like, no. Like, well, then you're never going to save $10,000. So I think sometimes food logging can get a bad rap. And again, that goes back to the mental part of it where, some people can think that it's disordered eating to log your food. But I think the reality is the disordered part is it's more disordered to not be able to log your food. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to log your food and look at that subjectively and make changes. And if you feel like it's causing your mind to be disordered and you're trying to focus too much on certain things, that's something you have to work out mentally, like disconnecting yourself from the food, like you said, because you think about food all the time. Does that mean that you, Jeff, have a disordered relationship with food? You could say that. You could say, well, I just am constantly fighting with my brain. Like, should I eat this? Oh, I really want this. Should I have it? You could say, well, I have a bad relationship with food. Well, the reality is that's probably not true. As someone who has a real eating disorder will tell you it's not the same.
Yeah. That's just me maybe giving an excuse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying there's not people with real true eating disorders. There 100% is.
Yes,
So I don't want to take away from that. But you saying that and then using that as an excuse is just using it as an excuse, where that's the same thing with logging food. It's really no different than creating a budget for yourself. Like, Katie watches this guy on YouTube. He's a TikToker too, where he goes through people's financials. You know who I'm talking about? I don't know what his name is, Harrison.
Does he get angry a lot?
Yeah, he gets angry a lot.
I watch his stuff all the time. He's fantastic.
Katie watches his stuff too a lot, and he just gets really angry at people for spending all this money when they're not, they're spending more money than they're making every single month, and then they act confused why they're not. But they never have money.
He does an audit and they have all these sorts of excuses. Then he goes through and it's like gas station. And it's like, well, this is where your money's going. What are you talking about, basically?
It's the exact same thing with food and logging your food. So maybe if that's something that you've always worried about, logging your food, that might cause you to have a disordered relationship with food, just think of it the same way. Think of it like budget. You're just budgeting your calories. That's all it is. And that's something that we struggle with talking to people too, where we had one member who had really great results and I was really happy for him, but then talking to him about some of his food choices, they're great, but then he's also, well, I've eaten perfectly for the last 5 weeks. And I'm like, that's great, but were you already were you eating that way before? And he was like, no. I really would like you to find some ways to not have to be perfect all the time, because you can't do that forever. So it's like, I would actually be a little harder on someone who is striving to be perfect versus someone who knows they're not that they're missing the mark, but still working on it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because you're just less likely to do something sustainably. So we kind of worked out his food a little bit. We're actually going to increase his calories and then try to work on maybe balancing that out a little bit. Like, don't feel like you can't, like you have to eat the exact same thing every single day because you're afraid to eat something different because you are afraid it's going to give you a different result. We want you to do that.
Yeah, I think
Right.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, that's just like, it's kind of important. You have to learn the skill, and budgeting your money is the exact same way. Like you and I, early on in our marriage, were terrible with credit cards. Like, we had gotten in and out of credit card debt so many times the first 10 years of our marriage that we just don't have credit cards now, because we know that we would not. I mean, we probably could, but like we're almost traumatized from what we did in our 20s.
What's a
with credit
PSA?
cards.
It's like, not everyone's credit card people.
Yeah.
And you have to have that hard reality.
Right.
It's like, no.
I know.
Like, I know what
there's-
I'm going to do with
There's
this.
people that obviously have credit cards that use them and then just pay them off.
Mhm.
Right? That's
Fantastic. Helps your credit score. If you can manage that.
That's not
great.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
we were, it was like virtually seemed like it was just almost impossible to get a rental car when we went to Baltimore.
When we went to Baltimore, because you have to have a
we
credit
didn't,
card.
We didn't have a credit card to our name. No credit cards at all. So
You don't have to, but so we used a debit card, but they put like a $300 hold until
and had to had to do a soft credit check.
right.
All the car places.
But see, if we would have figured that out in our 20s, how to be responsible credit card users,
Right.
we wouldn't have that problem. It was fine. We were able to rent a car.
Yeah, we
it was
got a
just
car.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just more difficult, but we could blame the credit card company, we could blame the rental car company, but the reality is, like, we were just really bad credit card users in our 20s, and we just
and 30s.
and 30s probably. Yeah.
You guys need one of those debit credit cards
Yeah.
where it works as a credit card and it just comes straight out of your account.
They
like
all
a
do.
debit
I mean,
card.
we have cards we use, and we use it as credit for some places we go. But the car rental place was just like, nope, this is a debit card. There's
Mhm.
$300.
That's unfortunate. I didn't even think about that.
Yes,
It's been a long time since we've rented a car.
it's
But
been
that,
a long time, like
yeah.
8-9 years.
if we had been better at, using credit cards, it would have been a lot easier. Same thing with nutrition. Like, if you can just, look at your nutrition as a budget that you're creating for yourself, instead of telling yourself, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds, so I can't eat, and create a list of foods that you cannot eat until you lose that 10 pounds, you're not really learning how to live your life. Like, there's certain things that I don't want to never eat again. Right?
Mhm.
Like, I wouldn't want to just never have pizza again.
No,
There's no number on a scale that would make that worth it for me.
right?
And so that just makes it a little bit easier mentally sometimes, when maybe your results aren't happening as quickly as you want them to, but then you can look back and be like, okay, but over the last 5 weeks, I also went on vacation, and on
Mhm.
that vacation, I was able to enjoy myself. So yeah, there might be a short-term step back as far as my results with my nutrition or with weight loss, but I can still go forward and get right back on track. I've told multiple people, we have people going on vacation or that had vacations during this 10 weeks or their first 5 weeks. And I always say, like, I would never want someone to go on a vacation. Now, this isn't if you go on vacation every 2 months, that's not the same. But like, say
Right.
you've been saving up to go on vacation. This is your first time going to Europe or whatever. I
Mhm.
would never want someone to be like, oh, I can't eat that because I'm doing Farrell's.
Yeah, you go to Italy and you have no pasta.
Right.
It's insanity.
I would be heartbroken if someone said that, like, oh, I really want to have this glass of wine, but with everyone else, because we're celebrating something, but I can't because I'm in the 10-week program at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Like, that is not sustainable unless
Right.
you never want to drink. That would be easy for me. I could easily say, like, oh, I'm going to give up wine. I don't like wine. Like, giving up wine would be easy. I don't
Mhm.
even remember the last time I had a glass of wine. So I could say that, but I would never want someone to say that. Now that's where you can then also be really easy on yourself. I mean, you can find something to celebrate every day, every week if you really wanted to.
Hey, just being alive is worth celebrating.
It really is. So you
just
have
wake
to
up
save
and have
those.
a glass of wine. I'm alive. We're celebrating.
I know. So you have to save those. You have to be smart about it. You have to have more, just like creating a budget. Sometimes you're going to go over on your budget, but you have to make up for that somewhere.
And it's important to make a realistic budget.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just going to give up.
Yeah.
Because
so
you're
you
like,
have
oh, I
to,
didn't get it. It didn't work.
It's realistic.
Yeah, it has to be realistic.
Just like finances. Like we're not going on any European cruises right now because we don't have money to do that. Right.
Yeah, but it's not like you're going to say, okay, I want to save $10,000 in the next year. And then the year goes by and maybe you only saved $7,000. You're not just going to go blow that $7,000 because you didn't hit your $10,000 goal. But we do that when it comes to our health and weight loss. People will say like, oh, I only lost 5 pounds. What is the point? And then they'll just go right back to all their bad habits. Like we don't do that. Like in any other part of our lives that we're successful with. So maybe that's just something that someone can think about and reframe their mind. Like, yeah, okay, I want to save $10,000. Oh, I only had 7,000, so I'm going to go on a shopping spree. That would never do that. I mean, people would do that.
Most sane people wouldn't.
Right.
You're gonna get crazy if you
Yeah.
like,
right.
oh, this means I can't go to Europe.
Yeah. It's not going to get you any closer to your goal. It's going to set you back from your goal. Like now you might have to be like, okay, well, I'm going to do it in 18 months instead of 12 months. You reframe your goal. You set it out farther and then you just keep plugging away. So you'll eventually get there. But I think we put too much pressure on ourselves.
We definitely do. The small victories need to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And we posted like we want to have some non-scale victories, and we have like 70 people in our challenge, and we had like 7 people respond.
Yeah.
So
I know.
But I know it's the thing with the scale though. It's just drilled into your brain.
It is.
From the time you're born. Let's get you on the scale. You're 2 years old. Oh, you're in the 23rd percentile.
That's true.
Now you're 5. Oh, you're in the 7th. Oh, we need to put some weight on this kid. We like
Ben, how he was like, just, I don't know. I swear it took him he wasn't until he was like 7 that he was over 40 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Not 7, but it took him a long time to hit that 40-pound benchmark. I swear.
Yeah.
But we weren't like giving him a hard time about it either. As we get older, we kind of like put more pressure on that number. Like, it's not that important. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
You feel good.
Yeah. And again, like you say, it's not about aesthetically, it's about being healthy, right? I harken back to when I got denied life insurance. I was 30 years old, but my organs were surrounded by fat. And I weighed 240 pounds. I wasn't overweight. I just had a lot of fat on my body.
You looked like a normal person.
Yep. But internally, I wasn't normal.
Yeah.
And that's where we can be like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter for looks. It's what's going on. It's going on inside.
But that's going to be the like end result, not the thing you should be focusing on.
Yeah.
Like if you're not focusing on that, you will get to a place where you're happy with, you should get to a place where you're happy with the way that you look. But if that's all you're focusing on, you're never going to get there. You're never going to be happy.
You don't have people come in after they're done and just be like, put this on a calendar right now.
I always tell people when they come in to do their initial weigh-in, always really nervous. We talked about this 2 weeks ago with our show with Tiffany. They're always really nervous and they step on the scale and they're just like, oh no, this is way worse than I thought. And I will always give them a perspective of saying, I have never had someone start ferals, step on the scale, and then be like, you know what?
I don't need to be here.
I don't need to be here. That's exactly what I say. Like no one's ever got on being like, wow, that number was way lower than I thought it was. Why am I even doing this program? Nobody,
even people that like, there are people that start ferals, and I'm like, man, I wish I was in as good a shape as that guy is. Right?
Yeah, but that is true because people will say that regardless of if they weigh 120 pounds or if they weigh 220 pounds. Those same people will get on the scale and start beating themselves up immediately. And I'll just be like, I've never one time had a person say, wow, this is way better than I thought it was. You wouldn't be here if this wasn't a number that maybe you're a little surprised to see.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. That's normal.
Yep, that's normal.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our last break, and we'll be back to finish up this week's episode of Fitness Fanatics. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through October 20th, enjoy USDA Choice Whole Boneless Ribeye Loin for $12.99 per pound and USDA Choice Eye of Round Roast for $6.99 per pound. Plus, October is pork month, so enjoy St. Louis-style ribs for $1.99 per pound, Duroc pork butt for $2.49 per pound, and 4 for $5 all-pork patties. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Early break. Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
He's going to get hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
My husband has always been the one we depend on. He's a great dad, loves the outdoors, but lately he hasn't been himself. He tried to hide it, but I can tell he's struggling with his mental health. I called the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
988 calls and texts are free and confidential with skilled caring support 24/7. No judgment, just help.
988 saved my husband's life.
Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay,
Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in October. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard, Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. We just got a few more minutes here. Nicole's not in the studio, so we're just going to talk a little sports here for the last couple minutes. Oh, there she is. She just got in.
Almost got away with it.
Almost got away with it. We had her locked out of the door, locked out of the office, or the office studio. But now she's in.
I almost ran through the door. I forgot it locks on the outside.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I thought you were trying to break in there.
If only it had been a glass window door, that would have been funny.
So just the last few minutes. So we've been talking about managing expectations, and I told Harrison off during break that he needs to be like, none of us really managed our expectations with Nebraska, right? We thought, even me all week, I was telling people, ask me, what do you think? I'm like, Indiana's, they haven't played nobody. They're not.
Right back
wait till they see us. Blah, 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 blah. So as Bears fans that we are, I'm trying to manage Harrison's expectations to get him to like, we really haven't beaten anybody of substance yet.
I don't know who you think you are, because you have been talking just as hyped.
No,
as you have.
I'm not changing. We're going to beat him. I'm not going to change.
Do you know our last 8 games? Packers twice, Lions twice, Vikings twice.
Yeah, you have a pretty tough schedule coming up.
I'm not saying we're going undefeated
at the Niners.
Yeah.
And then we play Seattle.
I'm more worried about the NFC North stretch than I am about this Commanders game.
Yeah, why are those all like that this year? It seems like they're all so much backloaded. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Like, that's really weird that we all have our conference games.
The NFL does that, so it's more drama at the end.
Yeah, but not last year. Last year we opened with Bears and Packers.
And then we closed.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems extremely unbalanced.
Well, we have a texter.
Isn't the Lions Vikings game this week the first one, the first conference matchup?
Nope, the Vikings and Packers will play.
That's
right.
You had Vikings Packers.
I tried to block
the
that
Vikings
out.
won.
I tried to block that one
in
out.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
that was when we were in Baltimore.
Yes, I know.
So we have a texter 7453. It says, "Good listening, you guys. I'll see you at class tomorrow." Skull Vikings
again with the Vikings. I hope they lose so bad today.
We did figure out what skull meant. Like, we actually looked it up.
What does it mean? I don't even know.
I don't know.
It's like tobacco.
It's like a greeting, like a Scandinavian.
Oh, I figured that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
I figured it was.
It's a cheers, Scandinavian cheers.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it had some type of Viking connotation.
As I was listening to that, I'm like, what is this? So Ben looked it up.
Yeah.
We wanted to figure out what it was. So that's what it was.
I hope the Vikings lose. So
well, we'll see. It's nice. Bears are on a bye. We get to relax today. Just watch some good football, fantasy stuff going on. And then we got the Commanders and the greatest rookie quarterback to ever lace up the shoes in Jaden Daniels.
Apparently.
Right.
That's what the media is telling me, that we have no chance and that Caleb Williams is overrated because he paints his nails.
That's so stupid.
I told everybody I'll paint my nails black
In
if
solidarity.
we win the NFC North. Like I'll go all in until we're eliminated from postseason. I won't bring out the nail polish.
Hey, I think that's a great
We're
strategy.
getting all kinds of text messages now. We got
course.
Mississippi Mud Dog. Vikings will fade. Lots of football left. Also, all I see is Bears suck. Mine hasn't loaded yet. Yeah, it hasn't loaded. I don't know what the rest of it says.
He always chimes in just to say the Bears suck.
Hey,
shout out.
Oh yeah, there we go. 85 was a long time ago. Harrison wasn't even alive then.
Nobody knows that more than Bears fans.
That's when I started liking the Bears, was 85 as an impressionable 7-year-old, and just hasn't been good. Oh, we also got
we're ready for NFL. This is how you know the Huskers did poorly over the weekend, because we're all so hyped for NFL today.
We also still just got some unknown texters still struggling with a loss.
I know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You just need a little more time.
Yes. I will tell you, I was very shocked at the outcome.
Yes.
Like,
as we all were.
A part of me thought, oh yes, we could lose the game, but never in my.
We didn't think our defense was going to drop the ball so much.
Not that bad. You never, even if it's.
Oh, we have an Iowa fan outside, about right across the street. They're freaking everywhere.
Block the doors.
We better go do a Baltimore Ravens fans on him right now.
No, absolutely not.
All right, guys, that was a fun show. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with you next Sunday on the Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket. We appreciate everybody.
Over 75% of the patients that come to Limitless Male have been told over and over again by their primary care providers that their testosterone level is fine. Guess what? If you have all the symptoms of low testosterone, you're not fine. Come get a second opinion at Limitless Male. We have helped tens of thousands of men feel optimal again, and we can help you. Stop waiting. Come see the men's health experts. Book your free consult online at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through October 20th, enjoy USDA Choice Whole Boneless Ribeye Loin for $12.99 per pound and USDA Choice Eye of Round Roast for $6.99 per pound. Plus, October is pork month, so enjoy St. Louis-style ribs for $1.99 per pound, Duroc pork butt for $2.49